If a bunch of idiots fell down in the middle of MSNBC's ratings and said something stupid, would it make a sound? I think we're about to find out. You know Sammy! My name's Steven Kruiser. This is Kruiser Control, and we are beginning. Squeeze it, milking the cow entrance. Big show for you today. Sammy's so excited he forgot to eat a donut that was put in front of him earlier. What? That happens? I didn't even know it was possible. Hey, feet first into the fray, boys and girls. It's time to rev it up. I tried to time it. It's a new segment. This week we find the revelicious mushmouth. See, I mushmouth, babbling on and on about the fact that Donald Trump, Joe Arpaio, and Hawaii all share a birthday. So hey, that's a birther story.
So I guess you could call it Birtherday today. Or can you? We've never actually seen their long-form birth certificates. We might have to send our Politics Nation posse out to get to the bottom of this. But maybe next year, gentlemen, I'll throw a birthday party for both of you. Let's have a combined birthday for the sheriff in Arizona and the billionaire in Manhattan. Why don't we have it together? Why don't we do it in Hawaii?
Sharpton's the only one I don't mind watching, Sammy. You know that? Because for some, boom, 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 boom. They had confetti in that one, too. They love the confetti there. They love I told Alexis that the confetti is really just his millions of thoughts flying around in the air, escaping his brain. We love you, Al. Keep up the good work. Boom, 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 boom. In the name of all that is decent or even semi-nude, it's not just me anymore. Interpretive dance, not just me anymore. Piers Morgan was speaking British to Frank Bruni, who works for a noted racist, homophobe, right-wing nutjob publication called the New York Times. And Bruni offered this observation on President Obama's press conference at the G20 summit.
And one of the whole advantages of being president, of being the incumbent, is you get those settings, the flags behind you, the podium, you get the international audience. And he strode out there, and the cadence of his speech was very slowed down. There was a lot of hemming and hawing. He got the first question from the press and answered it. That answer went on, and he provided this really strange tutorial on European economic dynamics. And I don't think that's what he meant to do when he went to that microphone. He doesn't seem in command.
Proof that everyone on the left has been in a coma for the last 4 years. Hemming and hawing, going on and on, slow cadence. That's a normal Obama speech, Frank. It's always about That's how he and Robert Gibbs used to communicate, Sammy. Did you know that? The president and Robert Gibbs would and then they get all a little rhythmic in it, which is not racist, okay? Since we were away for so long, I thought I'd throw in one extra segment this week. Grab your party hats and favorite Dayglow boxers. It's tingle time. Crybaby tingle dance. You are never going to believe where Whitey McWhiterson is going with this one.
When I look at this, Willie Brown, Mayor Brown, I just look at it, and I don't mean to use this term too much, but it's almost like a stop and frisk. Here's a chance to humiliate a distinguished member of the United States government, the Attorney General, and everybody knows, close friend of the president's. It's a surrogate operation. If he can humiliate this guy, if he can get to him, he'll be a big star in the Republican caucus. He'll be Dick Nixon. I don't want to start too much forest fire here, but it is my instinct. Is this ethnic, Mr. Mayor?
Chrissy. You are the whitest thing this side of Lawrence O'Donnell. Wonder Bread has an ethnic feel to you, okay? Stop with it already. Stop. See, I'm spitting just thinking about you. Just stop. The mad stop and frisk. It's just creepy to hear him say that because you know he's doing it to his Teddy Ruxpin. Do not be troubled by all the bad news in the world. Your lives are about to get better. We've decided to name the unnamed segment. And we're naming it in honor of our director who illegitimately spawned the segment. Without further ado, please enjoy Everybody Dave Chung tonight.
We began with a kind of nationalist fervor that was justified as reasonable patriotism. I like to point out that we clearly must have been having post-traumatic stress disorder because for about a year after September 11th, there were African-American men walking around the city of New York with NYPD hats on. That can only be explained as a PTSD response.
Yes, that was MSNBC's Melissa Harris Perry speaking to some other commies about how to best preserve one's brain by never, ever using it. I almost want to commend her for managing to be anti-American, racist, and so offensively stupid that I fear for her safety if she's using metal utensils to eat and doing it all in just a few short seconds. As is always the case with the Hate America First crowd, it's completely lost on Harris Perry and her intact hyphen that the same people who are unafraid to express love for this country are also the first to defend her right to be a blithering idiot. Let me know where I can send the plastic forks, Melissa. My gift to you. Boom. Tweets of the week. Twitter.com/Steven Kruiser. You follow me, I'll follow you. Upload an avatar. I don't speak to eggs because there's a pervy website for that. I may have found out. No, I did not. Stop. Take that back. Tweet number 1.
We heard you was loading a ship without the assistance of bona fide union labor.
No clue. I'm stumped on that one, too. We should just start grading me and testing me on this. Tweet number 1. Do you think Romney was the best in the field of possible candidates given his tepid response to Obama's immigration executive order thing? Kind of not really executive order, but okay. My answer to this, everybody knows, people, longtime Kruiser Control fans know that I'm not a huge Romney fan, okay? But I will say this, in the last few weeks, the campaign has surprised me a couple of times. The way they jumped all over that private sector is doing fine thing gives me a little bit of hope. I'm not going crazy for it right now, but I like the way, I think they may be getting it at this point. So let's, fingers crossed, and I've still got plenty of liquor in the cabinet if not. Tweet number 2.
Warriors, come out to play.
Okay, one I know because it's in the frickin' clip. That's how I know. Tweet number 2 asks, who started Fast and Furious? There's been a lot of debate about this because there was a blame Bush going thing on, then it wasn't Bush, and is it this, is it? You know who started? Same thing. I did a video on it here over a year ago. Go back and look. It's on the PJ Media YouTube page. The bureaucracy started it. Only in a bureaucracy can an idiotic idea like this come to be and have everybody think it's a good idea. That's the problem. That's always the problem. When you get a bunch of people sitting around, you may, why don't I stick a fork in my eye? Yeah, we can do a committee about it. And then it works for them somehow. That's how these things always start. Blame the bureaucracy. Focus. Tweet number 3.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
That's 2 out of 3 I knew this week. I don't even know. I'm retiring. It's the last Kruiser Control. Tweet number 3. A rare, serious question. How do you avoid burnout? Don't you ever wonder if the country is beyond saving? 2-part question. I'll answer the first part first because I hate the people who do. I'll answer the second part first because that's just pretentious. That's like doing this. Okay? Don't do that anymore. And stop with the monocles and the ascots. Seriously, politics can be demoralizing, which is why I think everybody needs a little outlet valve. Sports is mine, which is one of the reasons I don't like people mixing sports and politics, okay? I hate that. When the Tebow thing was going on last fall and everybody was like, he's a conservative. I don't care. Keep the sports away from the politics for me, okay? That's one of my outlets. I try to make sure I've got some time during the week that I do something that's not political, and I read something that's not political. The second thing, I never think the country is beyond saving because it's the United States of America, and all you need to do is to get the population and the electorate energized, and you can change things. Never, ever give up on that. Sure, it's a rough patch right now, but you can always change things until they come and overhaul and it becomes another country, which it has not yet. Has not yet. I never give up. Website, StevenKruiser.com. As you saw last week, the bonus clips are back. We've got some new and juicy stuff for you. You can also find my stuff over at the PJ Lifestyle, PJ Tadler. I'm going to have a couple more candidate interviews up on the PJ Media main page. And as always, my dear, dear friends, when you comment, gave away a lot of these at Right Online last week, Sammy. They were a hit. Everybody was just like, the wipes are here! The wipes are here! Nobody even noticed the hot girls because the wipes were there. That's the power of the PJ Media wipe. People still asking if they can get this on Twitter. Learn. Watch the show. I addressed that last week or the week before. You can't do it on Twitter. Go back and watch. Become a member. Here's my plug. Become a member so you can go back and watch the old stuff. This week's comment winner, Blind Eye Jones, writes, I don't think I'll ever win a wipe, and I'll have nothing to wipe my tears. I mean, I can spout profundity galore and do physical, emotional contortion so I look like a tattooed Robert De Niro in Cape Fear, and yes, even card tricks, but all to no end. Man, life is so unfair. You want a wipe? See that? That was purely emotional. There were, okay, honestly, 4 people this week could have won wipes, and the 3 of you know how close you were. One said they enjoyed having coffee with me, did all the right things to get a wipe. Keep trying, okay? We can only give away 1 a week, because these are actually made by young children in another country, and they're hand woven, and that's a premium. I'm just kidding, but we can only give away 1 a week. Life is a cabaret, old chum, so enjoy as another idiot sings and dances her way into the circle of dumb. We may have done this one recently, I don't know, but this week's champ didn't take long to make a big splash in her doomsday pond to get Kruiser Control to notice. Dear friends, your winner is... Joy, I smell like onions on video 2, Behar. Yes, current TV's new Keith Olbermann in drag asked a question that definitely cost her precious brain cells that she does not have the luxury of wasting.
The reason all of this sort of conservative rebellion works is because you don't have anyone making the opposite points. You don't have a movement on the left anymore.
Why? Where are the lefties besides on current TV?
That's what head trauma looks like right there. Where are the lefties besides on current TV? Only at current TV can it seem like there's this big, overwhelming right-wing media presence, because a kid could go across the street from current TV, put a video camera on a lemonade stand, YouTube it, and it gets more viewers. Joy, 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 joy. You know, hairspray is toxic. I think we're seeing evidence of that right now, too. It holds its value better than most things, and it's never been worth 0. It's called The Last Piece of My Mind. Here's a conversation I've been having with several activists and a couple of candidates this week, too, about entrenched incumbents. And the entrenched part should be the only negative you need to vote against them. There has to be a stigma attached to career politicians on both the right and the left. The problems we have on our side right now are because of entrenched people at the top who are just comfy and cushy in their jobs and really don't want to change anything. I don't know if term limits are always the answer. A good point was brought up yesterday that I'll get into. I may even write about it this week. But I do know that we have to begin attaching a stigma to someone who's been there too long. For me, like Orrin Hatch in Utah, the only reason he needs to go is because he's been there since Grover Cleveland's second term, somewhere around that. That's the only, so I hope I can convey that to the rest of you, that there has to be a stigma that returns to career politicians, because they're icky. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.